Bunking every hole. Bunking every hole. Bunking every hole.
Oh, that's it. That's
There it is.
This time around on Disc Golf Live, we'll celebrate women's disc golf with a look back at some of our earlier stories featuring the fairer sex.
Production and distribution of Disc Golf Live is made possible through the generous support of our underwriters. Thanks for your support. Recently, an event took place near our studio which was just too attractive to miss. Here's the story.
Thanks, Randall, and welcome to Disc Golf Live's coverage of the 2011 Disc Girls Gone Wild. We're here at Sleepy Hollow State Park in Lanesburg, Michigan. This is the 5th year that the Disc Girls have gone wild here in and around the capital city of Michigan, Lansing. This was a 2-day, 3-round tournament. We'll pick up the action on the first tee as the final round gets underway. As luck would have it, while our camera did just fine during warm-ups, it conked out just as the top open players were set to tee off. Fortunately, we recovered in time for their upshots and had no more technical problems the rest of the way. This is Liz Lopez, who leads by 5 after 2 rounds. She put up a tourney best 50, that's -4, in the second round to take the lead. Erin Oakley sits in 3rd place, 7 behind Lopez. In 2nd sits Liz Schooner, 5 throws back. Altogether, there were 46 gals at this ladies-only event, including 13 advanced amateur players and 9 professionals, along with beginner and intermediate players, and a few juniors. All right, it'll be pars around to start the final round here at the Disc Girls Gone Wild. Up ahead, first round leader Sue Stevens is finishing up on number 2. She started the round 8 throws behind Liz. Pretty wide open, hole number 2 here at Sleepy Hollow. Liz plays out of far off San Antonio, Texas. She'll go on in a couple of weeks after this event to a 3rd place finish at the PDGA World Championships.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice shot.
Covington, Kentucky's Liz Schooner also traveled a fair piece to reach Michigan. Erin is a local and one of the tourney organizers. Many of the Lansing area gals in attendance got their start by playing in the Women's League Erin runs. Sleepy Hollow State Park is a multi-use facility, so a lot of folks here for other activities are learning about disc golf. There is on-site camping, so many players stayed overnight right here. Tournament organizers did a great job of welcoming players by orchestrating meals and a full slate of side events, including some night golf. This hole was a bit too long for our 2 challengers to do much more than lay up, but Liz left herself a deuce putt after driving hole high. Opportunity gone by for Liz there to make a quick 2 to jump up another throw on the field. But everyone will settle for pars here on the 2nd hole, Sleepy Hollow State Park. We hiked up the fairway on number 3 to catch Sarah DeMar. Sarah sat in 6th, 14 back to start the round. All 3 of the players on this card are Michiganders. Rounding out the second card is TJ Meisterheim, 11 back.
Good putt, TJ.
All right, Sue, I think, took a bogey on that one, probably. She had a rescue shot to give herself a putt at it, but it did not stick. Otherwise, I think the ladies had pars. Liz had a big chance to make it 2 there on the previous hole, but left her putt a bit. All right, didn't hit us. That's good.
This hole measures the same 371 feet as the last one, but plays much tougher. This is what might be called a transitional hole, with the next few holes meandering through the woods. Par 3 is a good score here. With the pin out of range off the tee, holes of this sort come down to keeping it in the fairway and executing quality approach shots. And of course, no matter the hole design, it often comes down to putting. That'll be bogeys for Aaron and Liz Schooner, while Liz Lopez extends her lead with a par 3. Scooting ahead to the 7th in search of the third group of pros, we arrived as Southpaw Lisa Harbor made a terrific bid at a deuce. Can you tell there's an airport nearby? Jen Dombrowski is another lefty. She's graced our show before, helping out with course tours in advance of the World Championships in Kalamazoo a few years ago.
Did you get that?
I did, Jen.
Did she get that?
Let's look back at the tee pad on the 185-foot 7th hole here at Sleepy Hollow. A little punch shot through the trees to a basket that sits on a bit of a knoll. 2 groups of the top pros to come through here. We're hoping for an ace.
Sue has honors as the second card takes the tee here on number 7.
Ho 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 ho. Sue Stevens. Fabulous run at it. Thank you, Susie. Sarah like that. TJ like that.
This is the last of several woodsy shorter holes. From here on out, most of the holes will be out of reach off the tee except for the longer throwing ladies. So anything but a birdie here is disappointing. And it'll be a par for TJ. Sarah's just itching for a birdie here. She's found herself surrounded by poison ivy, probably not for the first time today.
Yeah, I can feel it touching me.
Yikes. Break out the calamine lotion. Nice bid. Let's see what Sue can do.
Yes, Sue!
Shot lefty.
Yeah!
That was Liz Schooner catching an early tree. She's coming off 2 birdies in a row.
Liz has lost the tee pad.
Liz Lopez broke a perfect string of 3s with a birdie 2 on the previous hole. That should give her a great shot at another deuce. Aaron went birdie, bogey, birdie on the last 3. We'll just go ahead and mark her down for another deuce.
Good job.
After the ladies cleaned up here, we headed across the course in search of the top amateur groups. We found a shady spot on a reachable hole, and soon enough, third card of advanced amateur players came along.
Hole 14 here at Sleepy Hollow plays 252 feet from the open into the woods.
These gals each started a good 15 or 16 throws behind the divisional leader, so winning probably isn't in the cards. However, there is still a lot riding on this round. The top 4 amateur finishers will be paired with the top 4 open players for a 9-hole skins match, which will take place after the tourney proper wraps up. Such post-tournament events allow amateurs to accept cash without affecting their amateur status. Looks like it will be pars around for this group. The gals on the second amateur card started the round from 10 to 13 behind the leader. Kat Watuki sat in that critical 4th position to start, a spot she'll need to hold to get into the cash skins match. She was 5 out of 3rd starting out, so moving up will be a challenge, but she'll be able to keep a close eye on the competition. That side of the fairway seems to be a popular place today. There were 13 players in the advanced amateur division altogether. We'll see the top 9 players come through this hole.
There you go, look at this.
Oh, you guys, nice it away.
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Good save.
See, you made one. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Cameraman there and all.
It'll be another set of pars on the scorecard.
3s for everyone? Nice.
Deb Cartwright has the tee as the top amateurs tackle, the 14th here at Sleepy Hollow. She started 5 off the pace set by Crystal Fromm. Crystal's got the drive of the day here so far. Molly Galbraith started 5 back, tied with Deb for 2nd place. On her way to a 4 over 58, Crystal would take home the title today in the advanced amateur division. Deb also carded 58 for the round to secure 2nd place, while Molly hung on to take 3rd. Kat Watuki, off the 2nd card, secured the 4th and last spot among the amateurs for a spot in the final 9.
Here's a look from behind the tee pad on number 14. 252 feet, the Red Fox.
This view from the tee shows just how tight the target line here is for players. And the hill in front of the tee pad doesn't make things any easier.
I didn't follow through.
Higher shots stand a good chance of getting slapped down by the trees, while a throw low enough to get under the ceiling is pretty likely to come up short for all but the longest players.
Go, go.
As was the case on the amateur side, the pros are hoping to get into the final 9 post-tournament round. A chance to pick up some additional cash in a Pro-Am doubles skins match. Unfortunately, these players were at least 6 throws out of 4th place and the final spot among the pros, so it will take a great round to make the cut. No magic on the putting surface here today, though. Pars around. Sue started in 4th, 1 out of 3rd, and 8 off the pace set by Liz Lopez. Sarah started out in 6th, 6th out of 4th, and a spot in the finals. This is the kind of position that a camera guy starts thinking about getting a flak jacket and a helmet. TJ sat just 3 behind Sue to start the round. Yikes, another high one, somewhere in the tree.
All right, well, that group was hard to follow, but we didn't get hit.
Longtime viewers might remember Sue as one of a gang of talented golfers called the Winnie Crew, who toured the country in a Winnebago for several seasons around the turn of the century.
Ooh.
Taking a knee in the poison ivy, not good.
Sarah's battle with Mother Nature continues. She's in familiar territory.
Get it.
Hi world. Hi disc golf world. I do still play.
And it will be pars around for this group as well. This hole is an elusive deuce today. Let's see how the top trio tackles it. Liz is coming off birdie twos on the 2 previous holes, which measured 370 and 280. Erin has notched 4 deuces so far this round, but has a couple bogeys and a double bogey working against her. Liz Schooner has a pair of deuces on the card, but 3 bogeys and a triple bogey so far have left some space for folks off the second card to slip into the final 9 mix.
Oh,
Put this group down for a trio of pars as well. The final tally here on 14, 18 players, and 1 birdie by amateur champion Crystal Fromm. Liz Lopez is firmly in the driver's seat with 4 holes to play. Only a collapse of epic proportions would keep her from the title. Otherwise, it's a battle to hang on for the others, with both the final tournament standings and the post-tournament skins game to keep in mind.
Nice shot.
Women's only tournaments are a growing trend, with several regional events similar to this one on the PDGA calendar. There's also the well-established United States Women's National Championship, which takes place on a different venue each year in the fall.
Same exact spot. Oh,
Erin has played very solid golf so far, balancing birds and bogeys to sit at even par.
nice. Nice shot, Aaron.
Liz Schooner could use a miracle or two to close out the round, but comes up a bit short here.
oh, nice shot.
nice run at it.
Yeah.
This is for Liz's 5th birdie of the round. Nice bid. No changes on the card here. Pars around. The 16th is a blind uphill right-hand bender. A deuce opportunity for those who get past all the obstacles. And a tough one for a 1-camera shoot.
Great line, Aaron.
Here's a view of the fairway these gals were navigating. Layups to this well-guarded pin position were the order of the day for this group. Erin and Liz Lopez leave themselves mere drop-ins. Ms. Schooner left herself a bit more work, but she cleaned up her par 3 just fine. Another round of pars, if you please. The second group of open players was finishing up on the 17th as we arrived. A caddy suggested that Sarah was a few over, while Sue sat around even par.
Nice job, Sue.
Breeze kicking up. Feels good. Temperature today's in the upper 80s, as it's been for the last month, it seems, here.
A bit more open than the last few. This hole plays more uphill than it appears on video. The bushes in front of the tee force many players to shape left to right shots, one of the harder throws for right-hand, backhand throwers. Erin caught a bush on the right side and faces tough sledding the rest of the way. And the upshots for the rest of the card were nothing to write home about, despite the wide open putting surface. Aaron's not rolling over just yet.
Nice bid for a 3.
It will be a bogey for Liz Schooner as well. Solid putting is one of the reasons Liz Lopez is among the top players in the world. Nicely done. Nice par. By the time the 2011 season was wrapping up, Liz had pocketed over $8,000 in tournament winnings. So we've reached the final hole of Disc Girls Gone Wild here at Sleepy Hollow State Park. Liz Lopez is on track to bring home the $690 first prize and a spot in the skins match.
Great cut.
Aaron Oakley sits at 1 over for the round and in good position for a top finish.
Good shot. Right in the fairway.
Liz Schooner had some rough patches out there today and sits at 5 over. Up ahead on the second card, Sue Stevens shot even par, 54. Aaron will need par 3 here to tie for second place overall. Liz Schooner has a lock on 4th place and the final spot in the skins match, leading 5th place finisher Sarah DeMar by a handful. One last birdie opportunity for the champion.
Hit it. Oh.
Well, there certainly would have been a fitting deuce to finish things off on, but no such luck.
Aaron locks down a tie for second place. Well, that's all for now from Disc Girls Gone Wild at Sleepy Hollow State Park in Lanesburg, Michigan. But we'll be back in an upcoming episode with action from the Final 9 skins match as the top finishers double up to go toe-to-toe for a pile of cash. Next, we move to our coverage of the 2012 PDGA World Championship. We pick up the story as the Grandmaster division takes the tee. Veteran Annie Kreml has honors, not surprisingly. This Californian has 4 World Singles titles on her shelf and is looking to add a 5th. There are 7 Grandmasters women playing Worlds, joined here by 8 gals in the Masters division. Players are eligible to play as Masters at age 40. At a half century, players can enter as Grandmasters. Elsewhere in Charlotte this morning were dozens of ladies in corresponding amateur divisions. The ravine turns a tough hole into a really tough one. There's Annie recovering a fellow competitor's out-of-bounds disc. Chivalry is not dead.
More OB troubles on the creek.
The bare slope leading up to the basket offers little by way of sure footing. Just getting a steady stance is a big challenge here. If you've got good karma, though, you might just land near the footbridge.
That's a good toot.
Pretty. Very nice.
The next quartet had a little less trouble with the ravine. Good enough to card a few pars and a birdie.
Look at that. Wow.
Fantastic.
How beautiful is that?
You hit the island. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, now drive of the day here so far, number 5. Should be pretty routine. Nicely done.
Just like the junior divisions, the smaller adult pro divisions are rarely contested at typical weekend tournaments. During such events, the various pro women often play in a single division, sometimes a Masters division as well. But here at Worlds, all age-protected divisions are offered, and the divisional sizes are rivaled only perhaps by select women-only events. Here's a player viewers may recognize from our coverage of one such event,
Nice, Sue.
Yay! Team Luna.
Sue Stevens was all over our This Girl's Gone Wild coverage this past spring. You'll see her again when we edit up our footage from this year's This Girl's Gone Wild. Trouble off the tee is amplified on this hole by the specter of the ravine on subsequent shots.
Oh, safe.
It kind of surprised us that this shaggy area wasn't more closely cropped. We saw a couple shots saved from OB there, almost mercifully. It's like the course designer has a glimmer of a heart after all. Thanks, Stan.
Nice 2 by Sue Stevens. This is a look up at the basket for hole 4 from down here in number 5. A lot of elevation in this little spot.
For a nice perspective on the elevation changes, we stayed down at the basket to shoot the final group.
We'll see where that nestled. It may have gone down into the creek.
Sheila Kirkham plays out of New Mexico. She's been a longtime provider of Disc Golf Live for local broadcast in Albuquerque at the quote-unquote station. Hopefully the city folks in Albuquerque get their heads out of the sand and return quote-unquote to full operation as the voice of the local community. This rescue shot from the deep rough led to a putt for a great par save. Sometimes you just have to let it all out.
Get it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Over the next few episodes, we'll be following a variety of divisions through different courses at Worlds 2012 in Charlotte. Later this episode, we'll have more from the divisions we've already seen today, plus a few others, as we take a look at a portion of our final round footage. Next up on Disc Golf Live, we return to Disc Girls Gone Wild as the top finishing pros and amateurs are teamed up for the final 9 skins match. This time we'll be looking at footage from Disc Girls Gone Wild 2012. On the pro side, Katrina Allen edged out local favorite Aaron Oakley for the final spot in this match. Among the amateurs, Toyo bested Rosie in a playoff for the chance at a share of $500 in skins. The introduction of the players we expected never materialized, and before we knew it, somebody was throwing. Jennifer is paired with Katrina Allen. Emma's got her fans here today. She's paired with another Michigan player, Sue Stevens, whose game is rounding into form. A few weeks after this, she'll go on to win the World Championship title in the Masters division. Kat played in last year's skins match. She's got all kinds of shots in her bag, including a wicked turbo putt. Val rounds out this pairing. Toyo eked into the 4th amateur spot today, and for her troubles, gets the winner for a partner,
Nice.
Paige Pierce. Paige plays quickly. Here's Paige. Her partner has missed. Kat and Val have also missed. Jennifer misses, but she's got a partner.
Oh, that's going to push the first hole most likely.
Sue after Emma's fine drive.
That's a push on hole 1 here.
The safari factor starts to come into play here. Finding a good vantage point on this sort of hole can be a problem. Susie's got Emma's back this time.
Sue Stevens, veteran of the skins game. Whoa.
Val's partner may be on the beach, but she's not worried.
Caught up in the long grass.
Can't be said the first two teams didn't get some good tries in. It's a chain out for Kat. Sue's drive left her team with an even shorter birdie putt.
Sue Stevens with a push. Oh, two skins for Val and company. Val's caddy says, I'll take some of that with me.
The first leg of this hole bends around to the right. As for Val's drive, sailed long but into the trees. Kat picked up the slack nicely. They're playing past a basket here on the normal third hole, all the way to the basket of the fourth. Emma took all the pressure off Susie with this nice drive. Susie went into the bushes. So did Toyo. Paige put one around the corner. Team Emma Sue has gone. They're hoping for a push already.
Money. Wow. Wow.
Val and her partner like that one. Paige executes a nice recovery shot from a compromise stance to keep her team in it. The shot from Jen gets her team safely through to the next fairway. After that, great upshots got three teams up pretty close, looking at fours. It only takes two, and the skin will carry over.
Beautiful.
Hit it, girl.
Oh, nice.
That was Nate Doss Buzz, just by the way.
I like it.
Woo!
Was that a 4 for both you ladies? All right, everybody else can pick up. It's a push.
The fourth safari hole here today squeezes through a mando about that wide. That one made it. Katrina hit the gap as well. We missed Val's drive, changing a tape. She's well up the fairway. Team Emma Sue was out of it after two strikes. Paige made the gap, but not much more.
Well, you made the man.
Made the
That
man.
left two teams looking at long putts for deuce, and both pros made it close.
Take off your shoes and socks. Way out.
The skins now add up to $150.
There's another Mando here. There's the right side of it.
Nice job.
Team Jen Cat both hit early trees, and they sit well back. Emma continues her strong driving. Tree troubles plague Toyo and Paige as well. Four missed putts surround the basket as two teams remain with a shot at deuce.
Louise, not much love on those chains.
Solid bids, but no dice. This one will push, making the next hole good for 200 clams, cash money.
Isa.
I was going to go a little further than
Right
that.
out there.
Hole 6 plays from a makeshift tee to a pin straight ahead.
Turn.
The first two teams were in the rough. Susie finds the fairway. leaving the best look at a 2 among the 4 teams.
All right, baby. All right.
Kick out.
All right. All right.
Farthest back off the tee, Val makes short work of this approach shot. This hole was quickly shaping up for a push, but not before Emma and Sue had a last chance at deuce. Couple nice par putts later, this hole was another push.
That's turbo putter.
The 7th plays uphill with a wall of trees limiting access to the pin. Up beyond the trees, the basket is wide open.
This one is worth $250.
Yeah! Yeah! Get through. Yeah!
There goes Susie. Okay, this skin is worth $250.
Team Valcat is making a habit of putting first. Not a money-making trend in this game. The next 2 Pro-Am pairs are somewhat closer in.
It was a payoff after the first 2 holes, but we've been pushing ever since.
This is Katrina's drive.
That's what it's all about. That was a $250 skin. Nice little payout there. Big cash.
Cool stuff, some.
All the pressure's off for Team GenCat with some cash already safely tucked away.
I want to crush. Came in a little hot.
Team Valcat has a little cash already as well.
Ooh, that's a strong bid for $50.
Had to hide deeper in our guard bush than usual at the request of the lefty.
She was going for us. We trust her.
But the best drive of the bunch on this blind hole came from Paige Pierce. Emma racks up another close bid. You can't spend those, unfortunately. Val and Cat also whiff. Katrina launches an overhand from deep in the bushes.
Good run. $50 putt.
Last year's skins match here pushed from start to finish. Not so this year. 3 teams have won at least something, with just Sue and Emma being shut out so far.
Land in the grass. It's basically an island sort of thing. However, because this is the last hole and it's $100, also if the hole pushes, it'll be a CTP. Whoever is closest to the pin gets the money.
Val parked and CTP, she and Kat will pick up another $100 whether or not another team pushes the hole. Emma gets the job done.
Hey, just like that, man. This game is easy. I love it. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
No showboating.
Wild women, or Disc Girls Gone Wild, 2012.
And now it's time to get back to Charlotte for some final round action at Worlds, featuring several familiar faces.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to kick off the finals for the 2012 World Championships. Leading us off in the female pro Grandmasters division from Richmond, California, with a score of 342, four-time world champion Annie Kreml. Our second golfer in the female pro Grandmasters division from Orlando, Florida, with a score of 356, Sandy Gass. Our first golfer in the Amateur Legends division, Mr. Bill Sharon Senior from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, with a score of 380. Our second golfer in the Amateur Legends division from Beverly Hills, Florida, with a score of 406, Polly Bagwell.
Not surprisingly, both Sandy and Annie made deuce during our round one footage. There were 4 gents in the Legends division on the amateur side. Eligibility in Legends begins at age 70. Bill made short work of his competition, recording the top score during all 6 preliminary rounds.
Here's hole 2 of final circuit.
This final 9 circuit is crafted out of the Hornet's Nest course here in Charlotte, one of the more storied local courses.
God, am I lucky. Thank you, God.
Several holes, including the first 2 we'll see today, will be tweaked later to better challenge the longer throwing divisions playing in the late morning and afternoon. There were 7 ladies in the Grandmasters division this year.
Beautiful approach.
Annie had the lead by 5 after the first round and never looked back, stretching her advantage nearly every round.
Alright, well, we're going to wrap up our coverage of these two divisions. We slip on back towards the first tee and catch the next group that comes on.
With a 14th row advantage going into the final 9, it looks like Annie will have to make room on the mantle for her 5th world title.
The legends went through. The course has been altered here. A couple holes have been lengthened. Next group through will be the Women's Pro Masters. There's how we stand going into this hole.
Sue Stevens plays out of Dorr, Michigan. She leads by 3 at present.
Go now. Go now. Next rip, Sue.
It's the adrenaline, man. It's the adrenaline.
Pam Renicky is from Orlando, Florida. Karen Jaskovka is a distant 4th. She lives in Huntsville, Alabama. Albuquerque, New Mexico is home for Sheila Kirkham. She sits in 3rd, 3 behind Pam after 1 hole. The course modification gremlins have been at work, and this one now plays a couple 100 feet longer, well past the early pin position.
Good rip, Sheila.
This is a rip.
Sue Stevens may be familiar to historians of the game as a member of the fabled Winnie crew. Back around the turn of the century, she was one of several golfers who traveled the tournament circuit in Winnebago, living the disc golf dream.
Sue Stevens in the lead. Little gallery forming up here. Nice three for Susie. She's in the lead, and that's not going to hurt a bit. 593 feet with trouble left and trouble right.
Sue came out of the gate hot for the final 9 and cruised to a 7th row victory for her 1st world title.
Opens up pretty quickly past that edge around the corner there.
Things didn't go so smoothly for Pam over this Hornet's Nest circuit. She carded 39 for the finals, 5 more than Sue. Karen put up 35 over 9 holes to hold on to 4th place. And despite a slow start through the first 2 holes, Sheila Kirkham reversed course, overtaking Pam to grab 2nd by a single throw. Well played, ladies. We'll have a further look at footage from Charlotte in upcoming episodes of Disc Golf Live.
We're going to bid adieu to the Masters Women. All right, we're at Hornet's Nest in Charlotte, North Carolina for finals action at the 2012 PDGA World Disc Golf Championship.
We now rejoin our coverage of the Women's Open Division. When we last saw our leaders, they were finishing up on Friday with only a semifinal round and then a final 9 remaining. Their semifinal was anything but routine, busting out a record-setting 44 at Bradford Park. Katrina Allen leapt into 2nd place to trail by only 2 throws going into the final 9. Her 44 produced a stunning 1058 rating. Courtney McCoy posted a 50 in the semis, but by now she's far enough back to be pretty certain of a 4th place finish. Val shot a 52 in the semis to start the final 9 5 back of the leader, Sarah Holcomb. Sarah had 53 this morning. Not a bad round, but one which left her vulnerable to a late charge, even if she plays well over the final 9. So as we pick up the action, Sarah has stretched her lead to 3 over Katrina, and Val remains 5 back. The group is on the tee of number 5, featuring an island green where big numbers are more rule than exception. That's out of bounds. A player gets 2 tries here before advancing to a drop zone at the side of the green. That will leave Sarah with a tough putt for double bogey 5. Katrina sits 3 back, and the leader has already stumbled.
Another candidate for the drop zone.
With the 2 players in front of her already looking at 5s or more, this is Val's chance to really tighten things up. That ought to do it. If they were looking for scoring spread, this hole met the criteria. It was like this for all the divisions we taped here. Gimmicky but effective. The drop zone is going to be a busy place. Sarah for double bogey 5. A little more traditional route for Katrina. Straight in. Courtney has been solid with her putter for our camera. Perfect.
Let's make that putt look easy. It's not an easy putt. Val will make a big jump, whether she makes this or not. The man changing up the scoreboard will be busy after this one.
With that 3-throw swing, Val jumps past Katrina and now trails Sarah by only 2. Nothing gimmicky about the tee shot here on number 6. Just a whole lot of trees and the pressure of a world championship.
No, yeah.
3 holes remain after this one, so any of the top 3 could have snagged this title in the end. Katrina's record-setting golf was played this morning, but the last few holes of the final 9 were tough on her. She'll finish in 3rd, 4 throws back. No pressure on Courtney. She has the best seat in the house to watch this battle play out. This putt was pivotal for Val. Her par save here and a subsequent birdie put her on the final tee at -24 and tied for the lead with Sarah.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Good three for Val.
Sarah had seen her lead evaporate over the final circuit. She drew a gasp from the crowd as her drive on the final hole flirted with out of bounds. But with a clutch uphill putt on the last hole, Sarah moved to -25 and claimed the title by 1 over Val. As they say, timing is everything. So that's a wrap. We're out of here from Charlotte. Roll the credits.
We are on the business end here of hole 4. This is a 255 footer. The basket's off to the viewer's left here.
Sounds like they do.
Well,